Hey, Dr. Cashin here. I'm going to be trying a couple new things here with Facebook Live. As you might know, I have relocated to South Dakota. I'm in the process of getting licensed. I'm still licensed in Oregon, where I was practicing before, but each new state has their own requirements, and so I had to go through that, and I'm still waiting on that license. In the meantime, I decided to go and do a course to get certified as an emergency medical technician, an EMT. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a while. In the past, I've done training with a company called NOLS, the National Outdoor Leadership School, and they also have a wilderness medicine portion of their company. And so they do wilderness medicine courses from wilderness basic first aid, advanced first aid. I did the wilderness first responder, which basically is a step above advanced first aid, but a step below the EMT level. And so I decided, ever since I did that 6 years ago, I really wanted to go to the next level up and do the EMT course. So I did just that, and that consisted of getting through this entire book on emergency care. This is the standard for emergency medical technicians throughout the world. Well, I guess I should say maybe the world, but definitely the United States. Hefty book. I actually really enjoyed it. This is a really easy to read book. And it was a month-long course. It was a wilderness EMT course. So basically that's the curriculum of the wilderness first responder that I already did, and then the urban EMT or any other EMT course that someone might do. And it was great. I loved it. It was in Lander, Wyoming. So anyway, taking that experience and a little bit of downtime that I have now, I thought I'd just go over some basics for the general public on emergency care, as well as some things more related to chiropractic, probably sports chiropractic in particular. So, to get us started, I thought I would talk about CPR. So CPR is something that I think everybody should learn. Sorry, I just opened up the video. Everyone should learn basic first aid, and it's usually very easy. It's like a 3 to 5 hour course that almost every neighborhood will put on at some point during the year. Especially for healthcare practitioners, you really need to stay updated on your basic life support. So that's more of an advanced CPR. So I'm just going to talk about some of the tools and some of the tips and tricks for CPR. So in urban CPR, if you're a civilian, you're not a healthcare practitioner, what you're going to be learning is basically chest compressions. That's it. So the American Health Association, American Red Cross, they've changed the curriculum now to where, based on the experience and the data they have, the most effective form of CPR is just chest compressions, because it can get the heart going and it can get breathing going. Now, if you do take a basic life support course, which is a little more advanced, or I believe even the advanced first aid, you're going to learn the mouth-to-mouth breathing technique that we're all familiar with from the movies, as well as the chest compressions, and you'll learn how to do it with a two-person. So if you've got two people that can administer CPR, then you'll be doing both breaths and chest compression. So this is where the breaths, this comes into play with the breaths. This is simply a pocket mask, called a CPR pocket mask, is what it's called. You can find this pretty much anywhere. I'll include a link down below to NOLS, to their store, where they have medical things that you can purchase, such as the CPR mask, $10. I'm sure you can find other versions on Amazon. So why would you use this? Well, if you are performing CPR, there's a high chance, if you're doing mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, that patient is going to vomit. They're going to throw up at some point, especially if it's due to something being dislodged or lodged in their throat. But even just being passed out, they lose control, they might throw up. And so this is to protect you. It is to protect the patient as well, but mainly you as the rescuer. So it comes with a few things in here in this handy carrying case. We've got non-latex rubber gloves, again, to keep you safe. Personal safety is the most important thing. We have alcohol swab, because you do want to keep things clean before and after. And then a little instruction manual. In fact, if you look on the back of the case, there are a couple of instructions there that you can follow. And this is the mask. So we're going to pop this thing open just like that. It's got two pieces. It's got the actual mask here and the band, and then you've got a one-way valve. Now this one-way valve, again, is to protect you because this goes over the mouth. The patient is receiving mouth-to-mouth, and if they vomit, you don't want anything coming out, but you do want the air to go in. So it goes one way, it goes in. And this is something that, for very cheap, you can keep with you, keep in your car. I keep this in my car. I have a keychain version, much smaller. It's not hard plastic. It's more foldable and malleable. I keep that in my Go kit. And this is something that you're going to be using to protect yourself if you're doing mouth-to-mouth. You might wonder what this little tab is here on the end. This is for the oxygen mask. So once the EMTs arrive, or the paramedics, and they have oxygen, they will deliver via the tank in a tube that goes right there. You can do this even, this is what we're trained to do, if you are giving mouth-to-mouth and chest compressions, you still want to give them oxygen. You don't just want air to get in, but you want to get as much oxygen in as you can. So that's what that is for. So again, CPR mask, $10 online. I'll include the link down below. And I want to take this opportunity to encourage everybody to take a first aid course. I will include a link down below to Knowles, to the Wilderness Medicine curriculum that they offer. Again, first aid, advanced first aid. There are short classes, there are weekend courses, and then there are week or 2 week long courses that you can take, all depending on how much you want to learn and what scenarios you might find yourself in. So if you're doing a lot of backcountry things, then you might want to do the wilderness first aid or first responder. That's why I did it, because I like hanging out at trail races, especially these ultra endurance runs where we're miles and miles into the backcountry where no one else is around. So that was my reasoning for taking the Wilderness EMT course. And I hope this is helpful. I'm going to continue sharing a few things that I learned in the EMT course, and as well as things related to sports and running and everything else. So I hope that's helpful.